2, 1, stop.
Gotta finish my thought, at least.
Nope.
What are we doing here, Tom?
What is going on? What's that noise? Is that
We're
your
speed
alarm?
writing a movie. We each get 2 minutes.
Are we doing a movie or a video?
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, is this video? All right, here we go. Action. Oh, I already said that. No, I didn't. Action. Hey, guys.
You know how to zoom in?
Oh, is this video?
Oh.
I don't know how to, I kind of know how to zoom in.
Same way as the other one.
Camera, zoom in.
This is not like the Xbox.
I just move closer, that's how I zoom in. He's adding on, he's doing the middle part of the story, even though it's not going to be just 3 parts, it'll be more parts. It's a full-length movie. Full-length movie. Hey.
Full length butthole.
Jeez.
This is the loudest thing in the world.
That is the worst noise ever.
Oh, that smell.
Did I stop it? I stopped it. Oh, what do I do?
What are you doing?
Do you even know where the beginning is?
Yeah, I figured it out. Alright. Ronald and Jeremy are in the woods. They hear a noise. It's Francis. He has a potato salad. They sit down and enjoy it. Francis tells them he made it with sweet potatoes. Ronald says, I love sweet potatoes, and just takes his hand and scoops a handful out of the bowl. Jeremy freaks out and yells, "What are you doing?" Francis says, "Well, since you contaminated it, it's ruined," and throws it. Francis pulls out a lightsaber and slices an elephant in half. Ronald starts crying because elephants are my favorite. Jeremy says they should go take acid so they can go play with the elephant. "But where do we get acid?" asks Francis. "I know where," Ronald says, and grins an evil grin, but with a hint of gay. They travel into town. The town is just called Town, not even capitalized. In town they find a tree. Good for them. Next they meet an elderly man. He tells them a long time ago there was a long time ago. There was a time long ago. They stand in silence. The old man stares at them. Oh, that's the end of the story. Ronald looking frustrated and confused. Okay then. They all walk away and notice Francis isn't with them. They turn around and he's got his pants off and he's screaming. Ronald slaps Francis. Says, "Stop screaming or I'll punch your urethra." Francis stood still and... What's that say?
Whispered, probably.
Whispered, "The tree, it has me." They looked down. They looked and saw a wooden hand coming out of the tree, and it had a hold of Francis's pants. "Oh my Jesus!" yells Ronald. The tree stole his pants, but then realized he had no legs because it was a tree, and then gave them back. Francis says, "Ew, tree flavor." Jeremy responds, "You don't lick pants." They walk again. They walk up to a blind man with no shirt and his pants on backwards. The blind man asks, "Are you the ones looking for the acid?" Jeremy looks at Ronald, confused, and looks at the man and says, "Yeah, how did you know?" The blind man says, "Oh, I just know." "Well, do you have any?" asks Jeremy. The old man sneezes and dies. They look at his body and find a golden box with a lock on it. There's also a piece of paper. It says, "Was black and white and red all over. It must be included where the key is." Jeremy says, "I know." Francis says, "No, you don't." Jeremy says, "Oh yeah." They skip away. But they forgot Ronald, so they go back and get him. Then they all skip away. But little kids mock them, but they don't care. They get a little past the children, and Ronald turns around and throws a shoe at them. "Take that!" And then they continue skipping. Jeremy trips on a rock, skins his knee on newspaper. "Hey, black and white and red all over!" screams Ronald. He grabs a newspaper and starts reading it to find the next clue. Francis grabs the newspaper, shoves it in the keyhole. It works. The box opens. Inside is a small bag with acid strips in it. They all go into the woods outside town and divide the acid among them. They all die laughing because it's not really acid. It's actually cinnamon. "What? Cinnamon?" says a deer. "Yep," Ronald says. They bake cupcakes to celebrate. They are good. Well, these. All of a sudden, an elephant comes walking through the woods. Ronald literally poops his pants in joy, runs up to the elephant and hugs it, yelling, "Hernando, you're alive!" In reality, he's hugging a tree with poop in his pants. The elephant laughs in a deep, echoey laugh. "Hola, senor, ¿cómo estás?" Jeremy gets PO'd because he can't speak Spanish. None of them can. So Hernando falls asleep. Ronald decides he's hungry. He hears little voices yelling, "Eat me!" They're mushrooms with smiley faces on them. "Ah!" he screams. The mushrooms laugh, and then the elephant walks over. "Hernando, you're alive!" says Ronald. Then he poops his pants. Francis has seen this all before, only in a different order, so he freaks out. He eats the mushrooms as fast as he can, thinking that'll help. It doesn't. He starts hearing pulsing bass in his head, and everything turns rainbow-colored. Francis screams, "I can fly!" And he jumps and lands on his face. Jeremy pulls out a lightsaber and cuts Hernando's head off. Ronald is sitting, eating mushrooms while this happens. Suddenly, a little sunflower sprouts up and goes, "Hey!" Ronald smiles. The sunflower goes, "Homo!" The roots come up and pull him into a secret cave. He begins to cry. Meanwhile... So Jeremy is dancing like a chicken. "Buck, buck, here I am. Buck, buck, smells like ham. Buck, buck, little princess me." Grass dies around him. The song was that bad, the grass killed itself. Francis walks up with some potato salad. Ronald screams, "I love potato salad," and scoops his hand in the bowl and pulls out cinnamon. The deer says, "Cinnamon?" Ronald poops his pants and hugs a tree.
There's so much poop pants going on.
Francis kisses a frog, and the frog turns into two frogs. "Moo," says the frog. Ronald puts the frog in his pants and hops away. Jeremy climbs up to the top of a cliff and jumps off. He doesn't fly, he falls with style. He lands on the tree. Ronald and Francis get scared. They realize things are getting a little weird. "Things are getting a little weird," says Ronald. "I realize," says Francis. And Francis slips away to get into something a little more comfortable. He comes back in a robe. Hernando's severed head under Francis. Hernando's severed head is under Francis and says, "Can you please move? I'm looking at your giblets." Ronald freaks out that Hernando's head is talking, and his head explodes and he dies. Francis picks up Ronald's body and finds a message on his back. "When I die, the world ends, LOL." Francis licks the message. Jeremy sees the sun turn dark red. It's like a nipple. Francis opened his robe. "Like these three?" Jeremy realizes there must be something wrong with Francis. Francis dies of malaria. Jeremy buries him and makes a tombstone for him. Here lies Francis. He peed and pooped. The deer comes up next to him and says, "Cinnamon?" and pulls out a gun and shoots Jeremy. The end.
Oh.
Jesus.